Okay. Can you hear us? That's the question. Did we actually do it? I hope we did it.
I said unmute.
What?
I did. Go back to the screen.
I unmuted it.
Go back to the screen. The little mute button was pushed.
No. See, look, Trish says.
There we go.
Yay!
There we go. Finally.
We did it! Oh my gosh, you guys!
Hey, you know, I'm just gonna push buttons right now.
I
was like, let's start about 20 minutes ahead, just so we can work out the bugs. And I got told, nah.
Well, because I didn't want to start. Because I said I didn't want to start it early and look like an idiot. I feel so dumb. You know, I'm only 30. I'm supposed to be like technologically savvy and stuff,
and then we do stuff like this.
I feel like a monkey. Hi, everybody. I think monkeys could have done it better. Oh my gosh. Hey, look, there's people here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being patient with us and sticking around. And
show how
not smart
not savvy we are. Good night.
This is why I wanted to edit the vlog.
No editing. It's all live, raw, and
uncut. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Okay, let me see if I can get both screens going here so I can see the chat.
There you go.
You guys.
Ta-da.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So now that everybody's here,
we'll stick to the program.
Oh my gosh, this is a very high def camera. I feel like I don't.
Yeah, this is a nice camera. This is like.
It's fancy. So, oh, guys, look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt.
Sweet baby
sheep. I designed it and I had it printed so I can walk around in my shirt now. So I'm happy with my shirt. Going live is hard. Thank you, Trish, and thank you for your help. That didn't say any of those buttons that you told me, but I went for it.
It also doesn't help, you know, this is Mac, so it's not quite the same as PC, and it's like, I'm not Mac savvy.
And I'm not Mac savvy. I actually just bought this Mac, like, what's it been, 3 weeks?
Yeah,
it hasn't been that long, so I'm still learning. Like, I know iPad and all that, but I'm still learning everything, so I'm
totally different.
Confused everywhere.
Where's you know, my buttons?
Right?
Like, my buttons aren't where they should be.
They're not. So, yeah. I said, thank you. I love my shirt. Okay, let me make sure I'm catching up with everybody.
It's hard to follow the chat.
It is. So I apologize if I miss anything. You know the drill. Just yell at me.
Shorten this?
Can I shorten that without losing our chat?
Without losing chat?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Nope.
Well, wait.
Scroll over. There you go.
There we go. Yay! Okay. So now we can see ourselves and we can see the chat. Again, like I said, if we miss your question, just caps lock it, yell at us so I can see it. DIY solar and wind. This is why we haven't been live yet, because I've been afraid of making an idiot of myself. Might as well do it, right? Just get it over with.
You guys are lucky the microphone wasn't on.
Oh my gosh. It was only one bad word. Leave me alone.
I hope they can't hear.
I was very frustrated. So, okay. The whole point of this was we've gotten so many questions about our trip and where we're going and what we're doing. And like we keep getting repeat questions over and over. So
a lot of people keep asking the same questions.
Yeah. So we figure we'll just do it all in one place. And that way we can say, go watch the vlog.
Or go watch our awkward live stream.
Very awkward live stream.
First live stream ever. Okay, so we're going to stick to the program. We, on Facebook and Instagram, we wrote down all of the questions that keep coming up.
Right.
So we have a handy dandy little
notebook. I live by my lists. Oh, do you want me to read them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't read your handwriting.
Can't read yours either, chicken scratch. All right.
You guys see what I have to deal with? She can't edit that out.
You're so mean to me. Okay, so one of the first questions we always get is, when are you leaving? And that we actually had a couple people ask us, like in the chat or in the just comments.
Words.
This is why I didn't want to go live. When are we leaving? And that they weren't sure if we'd already left or what's going on, because like the vlog has been so disjointed. I know that. And we've just been so busy. So
we're busy, guys. Busy.
We're busy getting our house ready to put it on the market. So the plan is, assuming everything goes the way it's supposed to, which you guys know how that's going,
Everything's breaking.
I don't even want to talk about that right now. Oh, we'll talk about the mouse that we found in the house later.
Why did we need to bring that up?
Because I thought we were past this and the children.
At least it's just a mouse.
Right.
One little, measly mouse.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to die.
If we can find him. The children found him. So we haven't actually seen him yet. Anyways. So right now we are prepping the house. We've got to paint everything. Get everything trimmed out, redo the kitchen, that kind of thing. We're hoping to put the house on the market into December, beginning of January.
We're going to have one more Christmas here.
Yeah.
Just, because.
Right. And then everything in this. Hey, Rose! I'm so glad you made it. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you got my package and that it was good. So, yes, hoping to get it on the market in January, and everything around here has been going pretty fast. When they hop on the market, they're usually done within about a month. Which,
we're hoping.
Yeah.
Hoping.
Really hoping.
Everything we've updated, all the stuff we've done to this house, I think we're fine.
Yeah, we
the
should
new
be good.
roof, new AC, all this stuff we've done over the
New water
years.
heater.
New water heater. Just, as long as the appliances don't start breaking.
Rose, you're cheating on your party friends to hang out with us? That's so cool. I feel so
Awesome.
special. Hey, welcome back, Neil's Homestead. Thank you again for putting up with our craziness. I was trying to figure out how to do this. So, yes, January, hoping it sells quickly. And our goal is to be out of here by March. Assuming everything goes to plan.
We would like to be on the road by March. Yeah. That way, Southern California is nice in February.
It is.
It's real nice.
Warm,
but
spring.
We're either driving around through the lower southern states, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, because it's not going to be that cold. But there's a whole bunch of places in California that we've always talked about going. Anybody who's ever been to California, it's a huge state. We have the biggest trees, the oldest trees, and the tallest trees all around the state. And I've seen the sequoias. I've never seen the coastal redwoods. Yeah. I've never seen the bristlecone pines. Right. And it's all stuff that we would love to take the kids and go see, but we don't have time. Right. The plight of the working man. It's just...
Right. So our plan is to leave at a time where it's still decent in this area weather-wise, so we can go travel around here. And we'd kind of like to do, the coldest states in the warmest months and vice versa, so we're not dealing with there was my cough. Freezing temps and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We don't
freezing temps in a trailer. I don't really feel like having to be an emergency plumber.
Right.
For the frozen pipes.
Even though you've done that plenty here, so you could probably figure it out.
No, I've never had frozen pipes here.
Oh, Rose, you have to go. I'm sorry. Although it sounds like you're having more fun. So thank you for coming. You're awesome for being here. That's so cool. And it totally cracks me up that you had to hide in a bathroom to hang out with us. That's cool.
It's commitment right there.
The longest cave? What cave is that? Tangy. I'm so curious now. We might have to put that on our list of things to go see. That would be awesome. And they've never been there. That's the thing, is we've lived here our entire lives. We're in our 30s now, and there's so many things, even doing field trips as homeschoolers and stuff, that we just haven't seen. So
it's a big state.
It is. It's huge. So
going up to Oregon, driving 8 hours of California, you realize how big this state is.
Yeah, it's huge. And then that kind of goes into where are you going and where are you visiting. So we're planning on doing Mammoth Cave National Park. Okay, I'm going to have to put that on our map. Thanks, Rose. See you later. So we're planning on doing all 48 states, lower 48. We just want to see stuff. And
the way it's looking now, we already have so many places on our list. We're looking at a year for sure. Right. Maybe longer.
Possibly longer. So I think what's nice about not having a home base that we have to worry about coming back to is we have the time to travel.
The whole thing for me is I don't want to feel rushed. I don't want to have that feeling of urgency, like we have to go, because then you don't relax.
Right.
I want to seriously
Really explore stuff.
And get my family back. Get everything. When I was off work for 8 months, right before I started this place, the company I'd worked for was just tons of hours.
Very rough.
And I watched my family relationship just fade. What's that?
Tangy said, let me know when you're coming through. We will, for sure. We will definitely be in touch, and we'll do like a big hangout in a cave. Sounds so cool.
Awesome. Sounds awesome. Cool. Anything sounds awesome.
It does. So that was the big thing, and that's actually kind of what started this, was him being off for 7 months. We realized how much we wanted to be with each other all the time, and being stuck in a job and being stuck with a house. We love our house. We've loved where we've lived, but it was just kind of that push that we needed to.
It showed me that there is life outside of this, the 40-hour work weeks or more, 80-hour work weeks. And there's so much more to life. There's so much more life to be had. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, why don't we try this?
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? I would rather get to the end of my life and go, you know what, that was kind of a mistake, than get to the end of my life and be like every other person I know, and I go, I always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's something we talked about doing for, like, once we retired, when the kids were out and all that kind of thing, and we went, why don't we do it now with our kids so we can all have fun?
Build the memories.
Yeah.
Nobody's in diapers now, so we're a little more.
It's a little bit easier. And then, what was I going to say? There's something else. Something about.
I forgot how to read minds.
Should get on that. That would be a lot easier. That cave sounds awesome. We're totally going to check that out. All right, so we'll just go to the next question since I totally forgot what I was going to say. Speaking of the kids, are your kids okay with this? Yes, actually, that was a really funny story. When we first decided we were going to do this, we kind of panicked a little bit about telling the kids that we're going to do this.
Like, what are they going to think? They're going to freak out.
They're going to freak out. They're going to be so sad we're leaving our house. And we told them, and Ben posted it as, do you want to go on a big adventure? Which I think was genius. Because they went, yeah. And he goes, so we're going to like sell our house and sell everything we have to go on this big adventure. Yeah. And they're like,
we can sell this right now.
Yeah, no, and they did. They started like picking up stuff and they're like, can we get rid of this? We're going to sell this. And can we go now? And so we actually had to like settle down. We got to get through.
We explained it.
Stuff.
It was, the older ones grasped it. Munchie, he kind of just, he doesn't care.
He's 5.
He's 5. He's cool. The older ones are like, so that means we won't come back to our house, or we would sell our house.
Right.
Okay.
And we live in a trailer. Okay. Cool.
So
yeah, they're totally okay with it. They're actually ready to go now.
That's all they've talked about. All of the as this job is devouring my soul. They're like,
so
I can't wait until we can go on the big adventure and you don't have to work all the time.
I know.
It's
like it's sad but really sweet at the same time because they're so excited for him to be home and with us. So Simple Rugged Path says, this is our dream. We just don't know where to begin. You just got to do it. Honestly, just jump off. For us, we kind of did the whole thing like, oh, we'd never be able to do that. We don't know how to give up stuff.
What do you do with all your stuff? And like, don't get us wrong. This is absolutely terrifying.
Oh, yeah, it is.
This is just like, we're nuts. Like, are we going to wake up?
We've lost our mind.
Are we going to wake up and just go, what did we do?
Yeah.
But right when we were first talking about it, I think before we ever told the kids, we were sitting out here drinking coffee, as we do.
With our chickens.
And she said, I don't know if I could get rid of all of our stuff. It's taken years to build what we have. And I said, if we had a fire tonight and everything in this house burned to the ground, we would start over.
Yeah.
As long as we have our health, as long as we are together, we can do anything. We can go anywhere. So rather than waiting for a freak fire, why don't we have a fire sale and
at least get money out of it? and that really
we can rebuild later.
Yeah. And that really put it into perspective of it's just stuff. Honestly, it's just stuff. And as long as I have my husband and my kids, we have each other, it's totally fine. So it hasn't actually, after that, it hasn't really been hard. In fact, I've been selling things left and right, and people are like, are you okay? You're getting rid of a lot of stuff.
People have asked me, they're like, why are you selling some of this stuff? This is like important stuff. Stuff. Everything's stuff. Are you dying?
Oh my gosh, Trish, really? Because my brother's house burned to the ground last year. It's so sad, but it's just stuff. Yeah. I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, that's rough.
That is rough, but it's just stuff. I mean, you can start over.
People are not replaceable.
No.
Stuff is. So that was kind of our thinking about the whole thing, how we got here. So. Well,
and part of it too is because Neil's Homestead touched on this. It sounds exciting, but you'll surely be ready to get a house again and settle down. Yes, and that's actually the biggest reason we're doing this is because here in California, like land prices are
outrageous,
ridiculous. And I mean, unless you are born into a family with a lot of money or you have great connections somewhere,
it's hard.
I mean, we've looked for years for even just raw land, and the raw land alone is expensive.
Well,
and
up the road, for example, from where we live,
up the road.
You know, it's 15 minutes, and there's 10-acre parcels, no house, no utilities, no well, nothing for $400,000.
Yeah,
it's
I
outrageous.
don't have that kind of pocket change. It's just sitting around.
Okay, so. Sure, let's go $500,000 in debt and then still have to build a house.
Exactly.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So, looking at it, especially now that we've been in the YouTube realm and all the people we've met.
Oh, I know.
When we did the podcast.
Oh, with totally blanking.
Oh
So Edible.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So Edible. Thank you. He's involved in real estate.
Yeah.
And we started talking real estate when we were doing the interview, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you can get beachfront property over here for
like $20,000."
You know, it was like, what? You're kidding.
So that's part of it.
Plus the laws here. Crushing the life out of the freedom that people should have. People know that California is very liberal. It is.
It is, yeah.
But it's when it starts, you know.
I don't want to get into politics, but there's a lot of stuff that has made homestead life difficult here. So, and since what we want to do, we want to raise our own animals and we want to grow food and we want to be self-sufficient and do that kind of thing. And it's just becoming really hard here financially and logistically and all that. So, Neil's Homestead said you can get a good idea where you would like to live. That's the other thing. We've talked about places that we could move to, but we don't want to go sight unseen. We don't want to wind up moving somewhere and then realizing that we don't want to deal with 10 feet of snow or something.
Yeah, all the guys that I used to work with, when the company transferred everything back to Texas, and I got the job offer to move, but I didn't really want to go, you know, sight unseen.
Right.
And they moved out to Texas, and about half of them love it and half of them hate it. Half of them, because when you get the moving thing to go work with the same company, you're locked into a contract for a year, 2 years, something like that. And
California, what's that? You mean Mexico? Just,
politics, man.
Politics, we won't go there. But it's a beautiful state. We love it here as far as like geography. It's very nice.
I like what some people say. California is a very nice state to visit.
It is. It's very beautiful. So, but what we want to do is just not feasible here. And we do want to go see stuff. I mean,
for me, I want to, excuse me, I want to homestead, but I don't want to have to work full time.
To support the home, like out of the homestead.
I mean, there is a way to do it. And yes, we both will have to work.
Right.
We both have, you know, I've got the knives and
I've got soap and
you know, we have ways of making money on the internet. So it is doable,
right?
You know, especially if we, you know, move to Idaho or something where we have cold months.
Yeah.
Can't grow a whole lot out in the snow. So that could be our off season where we, you know, make our stuff and sell our stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea, is that we would have something on the homestead that supports us financially. What? Did I just say what you
No,
just said?
Trish. She's like, you don't want to live my life.
Oh no, I think that's Missy.
So,
California offers so much in regards to weather, but cost is prohibitive. Exactly. Yes. It's a perfect state for agriculture, and we have such a huge agriculture community here, but the costs and it's just
the regulations
are
what you can't
crazy.
do with your own land. It's just wow.
We've talked about moving to Idaho to be your neighbor. I mean, it's entirely possible. Which, okay, so that's another question. One of the other questions was, like, where are you moving to? Do you have any states in mind in particular? And we have a couple in mind, like, that we've had in the back of our head, and we've talked about Idaho. We've talked about maybe somewhere on the East Coast, like the Carolinas or Georgia, stuff like that. And again, that's why we're traveling, is to go check it out, because we want to see it in person and see, oh, okay, do we really want to live here long term, or do we just want to like visit?
You know, something that could happen too, which we've talked about, all of our families here. We might travel everywhere and go, you know what, we want to be close to family. And we just suck it up and deal with California and come back.
Right.
That could happen. I don't think it will.
No, probably not.
But
because it's too expensive, honestly.
It's too expensive.
That's the biggest thing. So, yes, Idaho does have amazing homeschool laws. And that's one of the biggest reasons that we've looked at it, is their homeschool laws, and the land's cheaper, and
it's not a red state,
right,
or a yellow state. I think Idaho is a green state for homeschooling.
For homeschooling, yeah. If you go to hslda.org, I think it's .org, they list out all the states.
Homeschool Legal Defense Association,
yes. So, and they list by state what the laws are. Yes, we did legalize marijuana.
We didn't.
Well, no, California in general. Yeah. But I don't know if I want to go that route for making my money. Come to Ontario, Canada or California, because that's two different things. I'm pretty sure you mean Canada. We've talked about Canada too. Like, that might be a thing. I don't know. We just want to explore, and we might wind up getting our passports and hopping into Canada for a little while on our travel.
If we were like smart and got our butts in gear, we would just grab our passports anyways.
Yeah, just to have them.
But as of right now, we don't really have any locations in Canada that we want to go see, so it's kind of like,
Unless Barefoot Backyard wants to have us over for dinner. So, but just for fun. Okay, so I think we covered the where are you visiting, or your kids. What are the boys looking forward to most? And then somebody asks what we're looking forward to most.
Being together. It's gonna suck like the first couple months because you know, we just get so tired of being together.
I love you.
But when I was home for 7 months, the first couple months were really hard. It was hard on me because I had forgotten how to be around my family. You know, when you're working 70 hours a week, you come home and sleep and then go back to work. And when I was home, it was such a shock because I had forgotten what it was like to be a normal human.
To interact with people.
And after a while, we quit butting heads, and me and the kids started getting along, and me and her started getting along again.
Yeah.
And it was rough.
Our family dynamic, it was rough for like 3 months. And then, again, we learned how to deal with each other. And it was so amazing. And it was so, I'm going to use the word beautiful. It was so beautiful. Just because we were together all the time.
We did everything together.
And that's one of the biggest things we're looking forward to, is just spending time with each other full time. And being to have, like, we have 4 boys. So we talk all the time about how when they were babies, you know, I was mama, it was my job. I could do all the caring. And now that they're getting into like manhood and getting older, they need their dad.
Yep.
And they need him to be around and to teach them the things that I just, as a woman, cannot teach them.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for that, especially once we get to our homestead, wherever we land, is like they can go out and do men things.
Come on, boys, we're going to go chop a tree down.
Right? Or, you know, hunt dinner and all that. So
it'll be nice to be in a hunting-friendly state.
It will.
Like,
that's another
a must.
thing. It's been so hard to do what we want to do here. California is very friendly in the whole tourist thing, and if you just want to like live and chill on the beach and do all that, but for trying to do homesteading stuff,
try to provide for yourself.
Yeah,
you
get regulated.
Regulated to death.
It's hard. It's really hard. So okay, I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Everybody's talking about homeschool laws. Missouri, really? Okay, so Neil's Homestead that says Missouri homeschool laws are very easy to get along with. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that because it's one of those things that we're probably going to travel and go, okay, we love this state, we love this state, we love this state.
Let's check out the laws.
Let's check out the laws for everything. I would say that it was not meant for dad to leave home every day, all day long. Families need to be together as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was Neil's Homestead. I agree. We have had this discussion a lot, is that, again, trying not to get political, but I feel like a lot of issues in our society has come from the families being split up. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to fix that. At least one family at a time. Are you guys allowed to harvest rainwater? Depends on the county. I think here in Kern County we can. I know over on the coast you can't. But at the same time, we don't get very much rainwater. So even if we wanted to harvest it, we could harvest like an inch.
Yeah, there's so little rain that falls here. We get like, what, 2-3 inches of rain
in a
year.
Good year. Yeah, and we've been in the drought for the past 5 years. So again, restrictions, even
you can't water your lawn on certain days.
Right.
You can't, all sorts of stuff like that.
Which is hard to garden that way, especially in such a dry environment. Kentucky has pretty sweet homeschool laws. That's nice to hear. Just because California, it's actually not too bad, surprisingly. All we have to do is file a private school affidavit and then just, keep records. And it hasn't been too bad. So I haven't been upset with California as far as that goes. It's been pretty good. Hi, Mary Cleveland. Thank you for joining us. Missouri, another one. Yay. That's so cool. Kentucky is great. Yeah, you guys, I'm so excited to see all these places that everybody talks about. And they're like, it's great, come here. So that's another thing that we're really looking forward to, aside from just being together, is I want to travel. I've always kind of had
so many things that you see on TV or
Yeah.
you read about in a book. It's just like, you gotta go see
Yeah, especially, like PBS is our entertainment, so we see like all these places to travel. So there's a ton of stuff. Bakersfield doesn't get that much rain. No, it does not. It does not. Maybe an inch if it's good. Does it make you worry about water? Does that influence where you want to go? Yes, actually it does.
Water and rain. When we went up to Oregon this summer, it was shocking. The further north you go and you start getting into the Pacific Northwest, and it's so green it hurts your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Every creek you drive over has water in it.
Yes.
Whereas in California, you drive over a bridge and it's just dirt.
Creek. It's a dry creek. Hey, Daybird Aviaries, you made it. Yay! So yeah, that's definitely a concern for us, is we want to live in an area that at least gets some decent water, or has like a good water table, that kind of thing. I think there's a moth that keeps flying in front of our camera. So if you see giant bugs, it's us, and they're not that giant. It's okay.
I gotta check this.
There are good and bad with everywhere you go. Yes. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna turn this just for a second. Hey, can you pull it out so we can actually see it? So
We'll be able to see it.
Probably not. We have 3 Thanksgivings every year. We do one with his family on Thursday, one with my family on Friday, and then we do our own, so we have leftovers. So this year we decided to do something completely different, and Ben's smoking a brisket to go along with all of our sides. So, oh, that looks good. You guys can't see that, but it looks amazing. Smell-o-vision would be great. Yes, there are good and bad wherever you go. 2 of my kids were born in Bakersfield. No kidding, Mary. That's awesome. That's really cool. And I'm guessing they got out. Come to Alabama. We have plenty of water. Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of like southern and eastern states that we're really curious about.
For me, like, it's the heat. The heat's what does it for me. I cannot stand sweating.
We've done it for 30 years of our life.
Yeah.
So
literally, it's hot from February until Well, like right now, it's
November, and I'm in a tank top.
It's almost 80 degrees sitting in the shade.
Yeah.
In the end of November. So, I mean, that kind of tells you.
Yeah.
I mean, the growing season's nice.
Shasta's here. She says they'll be over for dinner soon. That's my cousin. I prefer cold to heat. Yes, me too.
You can bundle up all you want, but
you can only get so undressed. That's very true. And in most places, it's not accepted for you to run around naked because it's so hot.
No.
So yes, so that's a concern. Is weather's definitely don't come to the south then. I know. See, that's the thing is I love Southern culture, but the heat and the humidity would probably kill us.
Going back to Oklahoma to visit my grandpa in the summer, it's hot. And
like it is
humid.
here.
It'll be 90 degrees with 90% humidity, and it's just, this is too hot.
It isn't so much the heat here; it's the humidity.
Yep.
Yeah, never being able to dry out. That's one. So it's a concern. But then again, it's one of those things. If we find someplace that we really, really, really love, it might be worth.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. We could totally deal with the humidity. Okay, that one's gonna go away. Sorry. Hey Trish, I'm gonna make you, or Missy, whoever's there, I'm gonna make you a moderator. Because we had somebody who didn't say something nice. There we go. Okay, so next question. We got a lot of questions. When are you moving to insert state here? And again, we kind of covered that. It just kind of depends on what we like and what we find. My goodness. Sorry about that, you guys. I missed some stuff. Lived there for 3 years. Yes, they got out. We moved back to Missouri. Can't handle the smog and earthquakes. Yes.
That was actually one of the
questions. What are you going to miss most? In-N-Out or the smog? In-N-Out's a chain of hamburger joint we have here.
If you ever come to California and you find an In-N-Out,
it's really good hamburgers. But
get one, like a 4x4 animal style.
Yeah.
It's not on the menu. You just ask for it and they'll make it for you. Oh,
so good. So good. But then again, we don't eat fast food that often.
Yeah,
so
it's like, how often, when was the last time we got In-N-Out? 6 months ago?
Yeah, it's been a while. So that was another thing is the smog. Here in the valley, we live in the bottom of the Central Valley. And not only do we just get smog because we're becoming a big city, but all of the smog from the entire valley travels down here and then pools right over us because we're right at the bottom where the mountains are.
I think Bakersfield, another town over here, Arvin. I think Arvin has the worst air in the entire country.
Yes, and we're like third.
We're like second or third. And I mean, it's literally something about going out of state, getting up to Oregon. Me and her were just like, the sky's so blue. It's not this hazy gray color.
You have an In-N-Out close to you, Trish? Okay, we might be moving to Idaho. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Yay, Trish, I'm so glad you're commanding the keyboard. Thank you. I appreciate that. Santa Ana wins. Gonna miss that. Yes and no. I mean, no, because they do get crazy, but it is kind of cool. And it's one of those like, oh, we know what time of year it is because the Santa Ana wins. But they're not cool because that's usually how the fires get out of control.
Yeah, the fires really pick up. The main thing about the Santa Ana winds, it becomes tumbleweed season.
Yes.
And tumbleweeds that you didn't know were growing are now everywhere.
Yeah.
Causing wrecks and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Five Guys. Okay, we're going to have to check that out.
The Tule fog, since they've paved everything in this town, we don't get Tule fog anymore.
No, we don't.
If you drive way out of town, you can still find the Tule fog, but for the most part, we don't get it anymore because everything's paved.
No, I remember growing up going to Bible study and
so
thick that you're like opening the door to look at the lines on the road while you're driving.
Like it's the scariest fog to drive in because you literally cannot see the end of the hood of your car.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
So foggy.
But we haven't had that in
5-6 years.
5-6 years. It's been a while.
Could have something to do with the drought. But
yeah, probably. Sinkholes and tornadoes in Kentucky. Yeah, that's another thing. We're gonna trade one thing for the other. We either get like fires and earthquakes, or you go somewhere else, you get tornado. I mean, nowhere's perfect, and you just learn to deal with where you're at.
Something about any place that has tornadoes is you have cellars.
Right.
I would love to have a cellar.
Well, we're going to have a root cellar because, like, that's the first thing we're putting in. It's a giant root cellar for me and all the canning I want to do.
Okay.
What do you, okay, I want to do this one because a lot of people ask us, how are you doing this financially? And we kind of already went over that. For us, we're selling the house. So that's going to be a lot of our financial freedom.
Did you want to go into depth about that and explain it?
How, like, oh yeah, we can. So we bought our house pretty cheap. We bought it as a foreclosure.
It was trashed,
it
like
was
absolutely
trashed.
destroyed.
It
Our
was
real estate
trashed.
agent looked at us
She
like
thought
we
we
were
were
insane.
We might have been insane having to do all the repairs we're doing now to sell this stupid thing.
We fixed everything. We got it livable.
Yeah.
New roof, new AC, all that right in the beginning.
Yeah.
And there's stuff, like the paint color. I hate yellow. Like that.
Oh, we've hated yellow for the entire 8 years we've lived here.
Why change it? It's not broken.
Yeah.
It's fine. Whatever. I'll deal with it. But no, because we paid so little for the place, and
we paid it out. We worked hard.
extra.
We got out of debt except for the house for about 4 years ago. And then we started just throwing everything in the house. So we don't owe very much on it. So when we put it on the market, we're actually going to make it. The idea is to make a decent amount.
Yeah.
So we're going to be able to travel on that. And then we're going to set aside most of that to buy our homestead wherever we land. Oh, thank you, Trish. It's becoming more beautiful now that we're selling it. We're going to make it so pretty and then we're going to leave.
Everybody's like, you're doing so much work. You're not going to want to leave. It's like,
No, we want to leave.
We want to leave.
We want to leave. Thank you. Good for you on getting out of debt. It was hard work, but it was so worth it because that last payment, it was just like, we could breathe. It was so nice.
The paychecks go so much farther when you don't have to pay off debt.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And it was nice because when he lost his job, we didn't have all those bills.
Very low overhead. So it was just like, I'm going to not look for a job. I'm just going to make knives.
Bye, Tangi. Thank you for hanging out with us. Have fun with your dinner. Leftovers, maybe.
Thanks for watching.
So that's how we're doing it financially. And then I've talked about how I've started my virtual assistant business. So I do stuff online, and that allows me to work remotely from anywhere. And that'll give us a little bit extra for the time being.
Just,
So,
a cushion. Something. Yeah. We don't want to eat up basically the nest egg from selling the house. We don't want to eat up all of that and say the car breaks down. We have to buy a new car.
Right.
Say we get in an accident and wreck the trailer and have to buy a new trailer. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. We don't want to spend tons and tons of money. And
we're going to have a certain amount that we set aside because we have to live somewhere and we do want to buy a homestead. So, but that's the main way of how we're doing this financially is we're selling our house and all our belongings. So, which it's funny when you look back on your life and you see all the steps that got you to where you are now, of like finding the house so cheap and all that. So it's been really cool. What are you doing with bumblewood? Customers ask me this. For those of you that don't know, I have run a soap and skincare company for the past 4 years. I've been building it up. It's gotten pretty big around here. it's not huge, and that was never my intention.
When you talk to a random vendor and they go, "You're bumblewood," that's weird.
See, it is weird for me. I never intended to get huge, but it's become a pretty big business. And so all the customers who have found out we're leaving are, what are you going to do with bumblewood? It's going on hiatus for the year. I can't make soap in the trailer. I don't have room for that. And I just need a break for now. No, don't sell the kids. They're pretty cute. They might
make a lot of money.
I know,
though.
Especially Munchie. He's adorable.
But we
really shouldn't say that on the internet, should we? So it's going on hiatus. I'm just putting that on a break. I'm going to pack up all my soap stuff. It's coming with us. I'm moving it all once we move to our new place. And we'll probably start it up again later, but I just need a break. I need to not have to worry about it. Send all the bumblewood my way. I should, Trish. You can farm it out for me.
Be careful what you ask for.
A lot of people have said that they would do it. Like if I just make a year's supply and they'll just sell it throughout the year. You could know how to make soap. I made a video on that. One practical thing to consider when traveling is to look at the property taxes on land. And if you're going to be selling agricultural land in particular, yes, that's something that we need to make sure we keep in mind, is we might be able to find it cheap, but the taxes might be way out there. So yeah, we're going to be, I figure, we're probably going to wind up like gathering real estate brochures as we travel.
Research as we travel. If we get to a state that we really like and taxes are insane or there's something, then it's just one of those things. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? We live in California, so we're kind of used to really high taxes and stuff like that. Anywhere we go is going to be good.
Missy said again that Idaho is awesome. We should come and live there. I think she wants us to come to Idaho. Who will drive more? I thought that was an interesting question. Ben, for sure, because I don't pull trailers. I don't back up.
She doesn't drive the car with a trailer.
I won't even parallel park without a trailer. I mean, I just don't. If I can, I'm happy if I can just drive out in a field in the middle of nowhere where there's no cars around me. We're good. I imagine there might be a time where, if we're on a long straight stretch of highway and he needs to like take a nap or something.
Which that's the whole thing. We're not going to put ourselves in situations where we're on the road for 24 hours and we're just killing ourselves. No, it's the 3-3-3 rule.
Yeah. Is it 3 hours, 300 miles, and not past 3 p.m.?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing is where we're planning on a year, but we're going to take our time and we're not going to rush and be crazy. We don't want to be stressed out. We don't want to be exhausted, that kind of thing.
We want it to kind of feel like a vacation.
Right. But a life vacation. All this, but don't buy anything with an HOA or even inside city limits. Daybird aviaries. Yes. And that's why the suburb that we're in now, we made sure first thing that it was not an HOA. And we specifically told our realtor when we were hunting for houses, we don't want anything in an HOA.
Because she had a whole list. She's like, oh, look at all these nice HOAs. No.
I don't like people telling me what to do.
You mean I can't work in the garage? No.
Yeah. There's been $68 property taxes on 2 acres. That's amazing.
Wow.
Go away, Fly. Sorry. That's amazing.
You guys don't even want to know. Good night.
No, it's terrible. The $15 minimum wage makes me want to vomit. I suggest no minimum. Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff. Is that a year or a month? Yeah, is the 68 a year or a month? HOA, Homeowners Association. So it's basically just a group of, like a tract of homes that they just have a whole bunch of rules.
And they have the Gestapo that tells you what color you can or can't paint your house.
There are some, yeah. There's some.
What kind of flowers you can grow in your flower bed, and what type of grass you can grow in your yard.
And a lot of places, like, you can't even grow vegetables even in your backyard. I mean, it just kind of depends. I know it's meant to make pretty neighborhoods, and that's fine. I'm not against things being pretty, but I don't want people telling me what I can and can't do.
But, where we live, this is kind of a rougher side of town, a little bit older. And occasionally you do get the neighbors that park their car in their yard on the grass.
It's up to them. They
and then it's, it's on blocks for the next 5 years. And the grass is, that's all.
Just stop. Be nice.
It happens. That's what an HOA is supposed to help fight.
Neil's Homestead asked, have you studied about making your route path go with seasonal weather? Yes. So that was one of the first things we decided was we want to be, I think I said it earlier, in the cold states during the warm months and vice versa.
Like, we're not going to North Dakota in wintertime.
Hey, Cap 7's here. What's up? Pay 75 HOA per year. So you are in an HOA. That's interesting. We definitely don't want to be in an HOA. 68 a year total for Daybird's taxes.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
You got lucky on that one. Yes, we don't want anybody. I don't take instruction well. I do not like being told what to do. I never cut grass. That's why God made goats. Amen. Yes. Yeah. And we're so interested in permaculture, and we really want.
It's pretty much like what started this was all of the documentaries and stuff, and learning about permaculture and permaculture principles and all of this, it's like, we need dirt.
Yeah.
We need
definitely dirt and all the things we want to grow and how we want to do things. And we want to be a part of the system that heals the earth and heals the land and puts back into it. And when you're stuck in an area where all they want to do is use synthetic fertilizers and all that kind of stuff and chemicals, and you can't have animals that are going to help replenish and that kind of thing, it's like, okay, time to move. Time to go somewhere else. I think we already went over what will you miss the most, not the smog. I don't think we really touched too far on that, though. I mean, obviously, we're going to miss our families.
We'll miss family.
And I think one of our favorite things about here in California, this particular spot, is we're so close. We're 2 hours from the beach. We're 2 hours from the mountains. We're 2 hours from, like, big cities, if you want to do big cities. The location is amazing, and it is really pretty here.
Yeah, it's
so
really
I'm
pretty.
going to miss
In a desert sort of way.
in a desert sort of way. I'm going to miss the prettiness of California, but I think we're just really ready to start something new. So there are, like, again, family. That's pretty much it. What does your cooking, food, meal prep look like? And then I had another friend ask me, do you have planned stops for fresh food? And stuff like that. Yes. I mean, we're going to try to hit up every farmer's market we can find.
If we can live that way week to week to where we're eating fresh food, that's ideal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to gain 100 pounds because we're eating garbage.
And we're not going to eat garbage because we don't want to eat that way. Meal prep, we cook from scratch as it is now, and it's probably not going to change very much. I think, if anything, we're just going to be eating more, like, raw stuff that doesn't take a ton of cooking, just because I won't have space for, like, a bunch of dishes and stuff like that. So we might wind up doing more, instead of, like, meals, just, like, lots of salad and
Fresh stuff.
I mean, just fresh stuff, which we kind of eat now anyways. So I need to be better shopping the farmer's market. Dude, it's a thing. Sometimes I don't want to go out at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. But definitely we don't have dietary restrictions, so we're not stuck in a certain, like, we don't have to be gluten-free, stuff like that. But we definitely feel better, obviously, when we're eating well, and I don't want to eat fast food the entire way. So back to the what are you going to miss question. I definitely am going to miss fresh eggs from our chickens.
The day we get rid of our chickens, it's just like,
it's going to be so sad. And, I mean, if we can find eggs at farmers markets, that's going to be awesome, because we do eat a lot of eggs. But that's going to be one thing I miss, is having... You are blessed with no food allergies. I know, although I am starting to wonder if I'm having reactions to some stuff, because I've not been feeling great lately if I don't eat well. So
yeah, well, that's a given.
Obviously, it's just my body.
So don't eat this. This is terrible.
My husband is addicted to mowing grass. Really? He was like that.
Me too.
He's the same way.
For years, I was dumping fertilizer on this property, getting the grass. The grass, I've got pictures, and the grass looks like AstroTurf. It's perfect.
Beautiful.
I was so proud of my lawn. And then I started...
Buy DIY solar.
Started learning about what it actually does to the soil health. I was like, oh, man.
He does like mowing his grass, though. I'll bring eggs to you when you come through Alabama. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you. Because I am sad for not having eggs.
Like, we've talked about it. How could we get away with bringing, like, 2 or 3 chickens with us on the road?
I've literally thought about... Sorry, I just banged the computer. I've literally thought about, like, strapping a coop to the back of the trailer and make them a little, like, poppable run.
They have their own, like, little pop out, and oh my god.
Let's do it. It would be so cool. There are always grocery stores. Yes, there are. And that's the nice thing, is it's not like we're going out into the middle of the desert to live a nomadic lifestyle. I mean, we can always go get stuff. Whole Foods, that kind of thing. Traveling chickens, right? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Joseph said, are you looking for land to homestead or direct to market farming? A little both. I don't know if we're going to do market farming.
It's an option. And It's one of those things that if we found a piece of property that facilitated it and we really liked the idea once we got there, but it's not a for sure thing. Right now, our goal is homestead.
Yeah, we
Homestead
want
level,
animals.
self-sufficient as much as we can. Animals, garden to feed us and friends and neighbors.
Feed ourselves first,
Mhm.
and then if we can grow it and we can make money on the farm, hey, why not?
But we're not seeking right now something specifically for market garden. But it's definitely an option. We're kind of just leaving it open. Bye, doctor. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
So yeah, that's mostly just feed ourselves and friends and family and live the lifestyle we want to live, and then anything else is kind of a bonus off of that. Shouldn't have missed anything.
That's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much. Oh yeah, this one. Are you getting a storage unit? What are you keeping? What are you not keeping?
We will probably do a storage unit.
Yeah.
Maybe a pod or something like that. Something that's not cost prohibitive. I
Right.
don't want to pay $1,000 a month for a storage unit. So it's.
We don't have much that we're keeping. We're getting rid of all of our furniture because we can always buy furniture again.
The main things, like I have mixed feelings about it. I'm keeping all of my equipment.
Yeah.
Some of my equipment is like a once in a lifetime find that I can't buy again.
And for those of you who don't know, he's a machinist. He has a lathe, he has a mill, we've got a large bandsaw, that kind of thing.
So I've got a complete functioning small shop, and it all fits in a 2-car garage. Some of it, like the mill, I can replace, I can find again, but like, you know what, I already have it, I already have all the tooling. That's part of it too, is there's so much tooling that goes along with all of it, and I have everything set up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to store it and keep it. That way I can still do odd job machining and making knives and stuff like that when we land.
And so we have it when it's there. What type of things would you like on your homestead? Garden, bees, goats, cows? Oh my gosh. Can I put everything as the answer? All of the above?
We've talked about that. We're starting to hash that out. Okay, of course, acreage.
Right.
Minimum 5 acres.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I know we can do a lot on small acreage, but we also want space away from people. So
the thing that's done it is living in suburbia, and you can hear your neighbors fighting. And
well, like right now behind us we have the AC going and it runs constantly. And it's very loud.
It's very
AC.
loud and annoying, and it's just, I don't want to hear my neighbor's AC running constantly.
It's frustrating. So acreage for sure. As far as animals go, we're going to be getting chickens. Like
chickens
that's
for sure.
Not negotiable.
She wants goats.
I would love goats.
I would like to do a cow.
Yes. I would love to do a cow farm.
I raised steers in 4-H, so it's not a new thing, but it would be a new thing because it's different. Raising a cow for meat is one thing, and a dairy cow is totally different.
Right.
But I'm up to the challenge.
Bye, Simple Rugged Path. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, goats. Kind of would like rabbits, maybe as another meat option. That would be cool. Pepper. Yeah, I think I want a llama. Because it's a llama or an alpaca. You can get fiber off of them. And
Why?
Why not? Just saying.
Goats.
She asked the question. I'm answering the question.
Okay, llama lady.
I would love an alpaca or a llama. They also make very good guard animals. So there.
I've heard that about ducks. I don't think I'll be getting ducks again.
We will raise ducks from babies so that we don't get grumpy ducks handed to us.
We got these miserable ducks. They're the most hateful ducks I've ever seen. They hate the chickens. They hate us. One of them, they just wander the yard. They just wander.
And they're so grumpy. He's like a little old man who's like, get off my lawn. He's just so grumpy. Is there a way to store the tools with family? We've talked about that with various family.
All of our family, none of them have
the space
to keep everything out of the weather. Because a lot of it, you don't leave bare metal outside, otherwise it'll rust and be ruined. So I need something enclosed.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's possible, maybe, but
See Daybird right there?
Alpacas aren't guard animals, at least none of mine. Way to kill the dream. I could turn them into guard. Fine, I will just get them for fur. I spin and
Get them for fur.
for fur. Wool. I think it's called wool.
Fiber?
Yeah, fiber. There you go. There was one up here that I missed. I would start a little, Cab 7 says, I would start a little at a time, grow into Homestead. Yes, I know that's wise, and we will probably do that, but right now I want all the things. But yeah, we will. Like right now, we started with a garden, and then we added chickens. And if we were staying here, we would expand, and I would find some way to sneak goats back here.
Back at the beginning of this year, before we decided to leave, it was January. We ripped out a third of the grass back here in the backyard and put in more garden because we just couldn't grow enough food. It was like, you know what? And we're moving this, we're moving that, and now we have more garden space, which is nice.
Yeah.
And after we put it all in and we started growing, it was like, this still isn't enough room. Let's rip out the entire backyard and put in garden.
And then we got to the point where it's like, why don't we just move somewhere that would... Oh, your dad's a machinist. That's awesome. Was he here in Bakersfield too? Right. No stories.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Willow Creek says, our male duck went crazy and killed a bunch of chickens. I would believe that.
I believe that
because Mellow is terribly named. We didn't name him that. We got him from friends, and he's not mellow at all. And he'll lose it on the chickens.
Well, he singles out the buffs.
Yeah.
He hates the buffs, like for some odd reason. And he'll chase them around and pull chunks of feathers out.
Daybird says, I'm sorry, a single male llama can be trained to be a guard animal. If you have more than one, they will bond with each other and ignore you. I believe it. That would be my gut. The Great Pyrenees will be your best. Yeah, if we're like legit going for guard animals, we'd probably get dogs, guard dogs and stuff. But I just figured I could use the guard animals as an excuse to get a llama.
We haven't really talked about stuff like that.
I know it, and that's a whole nother thing that we need to figure out, because here in suburbia we have fences and we don't have big predatory animals. We don't have coyotes jumping our fence to eat our stuff.
The predatory animals are the neighbor's dogs who chew through the fence and eat your chickens.
We haven't done that yet, but that's a thing. So we're gonna have to learn how to live, sans fences or out somewhere that guard animals are gonna be a thing. So this is something we're gonna have to learn too.
Okay, that's about it.
I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the last one. And the 1870s Homestead asked us on Instagram, and I really liked it because it was so unusual. What keeps you up at night, and are you nervous about anything in particular? That's a really good question.
That is a really good question.
I think we could broadly say we're nervous about the whole thing.
It's an unknown. It's a big unknown.
Yes, I do like Harry Potter. Missy. Sorry, she asked that in the chat.
We love Harry Potter.
We love Harry Potter. Yeah, it is. It's very scary. It's a very unknown thing. And honestly, this is not, we're not the type of people that just, jump off the edge and do something like this.
Everything has to be planned. Yeah.
My entire life. I've had anxiety since I was 8, so my entire life has been, I need to know every step of the way, what we're doing, where we're going, and...
when, why, and how.
Exactly. And so we're doing this, and we're not... we're planning it, but we're not we don't have specific. We're going to be here at this time and doing it.
This is all new. This is crazy.
Yeah. So I think we're nervous about the trip in general, but I think specifically, I'm nervous about breaking down. That's a fear of mine. Fear. Yeah. I think that's one of my actual fears is of breaking down, because then we can't move our home. Not that we can't. I know it's all fixable. I know we can fix the car. I know we can get a new car if we need to, but I'm scared of breaking down on a mountain pass somewhere, Donner Party, So, I think past that, I'm really excited about it more than nervous. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm curious to see where we'll land. Like we said earlier, we have ideas, but
it's just the journey part. The journey is going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
That's the main thing. I think the thing that's weird for both of us is we can imagine it. Mm-hmm. Me, I can't see it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to build something, I can see it. I can build it. I can't see pulling up roots and moving. Like I can't. It's
hard
too
to
big.
visualize because Donner Party. Hey, it happened once. It could happen again. Yeah, that's definitely something that's been hard for us to visualize is like actually selling our house. Like it's easy to talk about it, but once we get to the point where we're actually selling our house and we're really living out of a trailer and traveling, it's exciting, but it's really hard to visualize. Yeah. So I think in a way that's actually good because it's left less for us to actually think about and be nervous about.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of just left it up. Yes, they have to have meetups. Hey, if people want to meet up, we're down for meeting up. I mean, we're going to go visit Willow Creek and probably Rose over at Wholesome Roots. And I mean, if that's a thing that you guys want to do, I'm down.
Yeah,
we'll hang out. I mean, we love to cook for people and hang out and eat food. I mean, our thing is like big family dinners. So if you want to have a big family dinner, I'm totally down for that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's where we're at.
I mean, if you guys have any more questions, let us know.
We'll probably do this again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do another live stream because this is kind of cool.
It was cool. Once we finally figured out how to do it. Maybe next time I'll figure it out within 5 minutes instead of 15, 20. So, but it's been about an hour. So, I think everybody wants to visit Rose Daybird. Everybody, because Rose is awesome. And she's so sweet. Come to our place first. We might actually wind up going to Texas first. I don't know, because we're kind of thinking because of the time of year, because it'll be early spring and stuff. So like Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and then maybe going back up and around that way. We don't have to go in a loop. It's like I know a lot of you watch Justin and his channel, and so they started and they're going around and then they're going back. So for us, it's kind of like we don't have to be back at a certain place at a certain time, so we could do this along the map.
How was that?
Like this. So it's just kind of where the wind takes us, I think.
Once we get on the road, it'll change.
Yeah.
Right now, we've got so much stuff that we're trying to get our ducks in a row here.
Yes.
Get everything sold that needs to be sold. Get everything put away that needs to be put away.
Right.
And once we're to that part of planning and direction, yeah, that's when we'll address it.
Oh, and that's kind of why the vlogs have been so sporadic lately, is because we're so busy trying to get all of this stuff handled that trying to
vlog on top of it.
Trying to remember to turn on the camera is impossible, let alone the 5 hours it takes to edit.
Doing the bedroom last weekend, we finished a bedroom start to finish, ripped all the old trim out, painted, new fan, all that. Yeah, scraped the popcorn off. Did all of that in a day. And at the very end of the day, it was like, man, we should have vlogged.
Right?
That would have been awesome.
We're terrible vloggers right now. So once we're out traveling and stuff, it's going to be way better. And as we get closer and things kind of settle down, like right now I'm wrapping up Bumblewood, my soap business. And as that's coming off my plate, things have like loosened up a little bit and got a lot easier. So Cab7 says he's been fortunate enough to meet 43 YouTube friends over the past 2 years. That's awesome. Amazing. And that's actually one of the things I'm looking forward to the most, is meeting all these people that we've become friends with via YouTube and
like-minded
individuals. And like-minded. Like that's been so cool, because we have people around here that are our friends, but they don't get the homesteading thing. They don't understand growing our own food, and
why can't you just buy it from the store?
Cooking from scratch. Yeah. Like why would you do that? You can just go to fast food. So being able to talk to and like the opportunity to meet all these people that get us.
It was like
so cool.
The meetup down in San Diego.
Yes.
It was really cool meeting Justin Rhodes. But the people we were standing there talking to, they're doing the same stuff we're
Rachel
doing.
And her husband, and we actually wound up trading numbers, and now I chat with her.
It was just awesome.
It was so cool, and we've never really had that. Even for being an agricultural community around here, it's still not quite the same mindset.
No,
so we're still like weird. Great if you live here and are used to it, but the cold in Idaho, yeah. And again, that's a thing that we don't want to worry about, like the trailer freezing. I mean, because there's exposed pipes and stuff like that, things exploding. You met 2 family homestead recently, Cab7. That I'm excited to meet them. That will be fun. when you find like-minded friends, you can end up talking endlessly. Yes, and we actually did, because they were right in front of us at the meetup in line to meet Justin and Rebecca. And we were talking so much with each other that Justin and Rebecca were like, hey, you can come up here now. It was so much fun. So it's been a blast being able to find people. And now the idea of meeting people and just like hanging out and getting, I mean, some people have said, hey, come to our homestead, that kind of thing. Being able to see people's farms and homesteads and learning how they do that, that would be so cool. There's always those weirdos that hop into the chat. So I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I was so nervous, and maybe it's good. So nervous. Maybe it's good that I got all the like screw ups at the beginning done. So next time it won't be as bad. So yeah, that's it. I don't know when the next vlog will be up. I have no clue. We're just about done with the house. We have a few more things. Thank you, Trish, and you're so encouraging. You're awesome. She was actually messaging me on Marco Polo like, you're gonna be fine, it's okay. So yeah, we're just finishing up the house and getting it listed, and then hopefully be on the road by early next year. So hopefully
like
that's
February, March.
Okay, so the question about being nervous, I am nervous that the house is not going to sell in time. Like that's my biggest fear, is that we're gonna like be stuck with it on the market for 6 months, which none of the other houses around here have, but it's just my mind working overtime.
That's how it works.
So thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
You guys are awesome. We'll catch you later.
Yeah, next time.
Bye.
Bye.